It is 11 o'clock on this Football Friday. Thanks for tuning us in. I want to thank everyone that showed up last night at the Jocks kickoff party. It was a great time. Sorry about the weather. See, if we had a dome stadium, Landrum, that wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah.
If maps would have passed back in the day, we'd have had a dome stadium and we'd have had the Jocks kickoff party at the dome, and we wouldn't have gotten wet last night.
But the Diamonds Direct Ballroom ended up being great.
No, it was fantastic. Very nice.
Everybody was in there, and it was maybe a little bit more controlled than it would be out in the elements, and we got to engage and meet a lot of you.
Besides the fact that everyone that I talked to asked me if Conrad is really as sick an individual as we portray him on the show, because of the toothbrush and everything else he does in the shower, that type of stuff, was the fact that everyone wanted to ask me about Social Taco.
Yeah.
They said, it's the ones that have not been there. They were like, it sounds like you guys and everyone in the background is just having a great time.
Yep.
Is that like, are you guys like prodding the audience to, kind of like applause meter and stuff like that? No, like that is legitimate. Like it's a family up there, and we're always welcoming new members to the family, and they come up there and
I was had a few people last night. They're like, I have to go to Social Taco now after talking to people about it and realizing, this is
Social Taco is great, but it wasn't just Social Taco. Everybody that I listened to or talked to and met, they just talked about how much fun it seems like we have on the show every day. And I said, well, that's not manufactured. You can't manufacture fun 4 hours a day, 20 hours a week. That's genuine.
Yep.
And they said, well, it sounds like it. So we appreciate all of you, and we couldn't do it without you, that's for sure.
Yeah, one day maybe Barrett Sallee will drive over here on a Tuesday and we can buy him some Social Taco. He joins us now on the Higginbotham Hotline.
Would love that.
Barrett, you love some nice Mexican cuisine, don't you?
I do, and especially free stuff, because if it's free, it's for me, no doubt. And if it's free Mexican, then I'm on my way.
I mean, listen, it took me and Landrum. Landrum, we left my driveway, and I think we were in downtown Atlanta in like an hour and 45 minutes. So you could get over here pretty quickly, I believe. So
you know what? Unfortunately, in October through March, I'm not doing an awful lot.
I hate that for you. But we would welcome you if you would like to come over here one Tuesday and hang out with us. That'd be a lot of fun.
If unless a miracle happens, I'll have more free time than I really hoped this off season.
All right, well, let's start there because the Braves have played extremely well over the course of the last couple of weeks, and Michael Harris, he has finally straightened some things out. I mean, he's been one of the hottest hitters in Major League Baseball since the All-Star break. Just what's the mood around the team right now with winning kind of cures all ills?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I think it started to drag a little bit. You can kind of tell that there was a little bit of disappointment in the clubhouse, and they were not going through the motions, but just kind of frustrated to a point where it kind of came through as a malaise a little bit. Now there's not excitement in terms of the playoffs or anything. There's just excitement to play, right? Like they definitely feel. I mean, let's be honest. Baseball's fun and winning's fun, even if you're the Rockies, right? Going out there and having fun and winning, it makes you a lot happier. It makes you a lot more energetic, and that's something we have seen. And I am a believer that winning is contagious. Maybe more at the lower levels than the major league level, but I think finally playing the way they can has definitely changed the mood.
I don't know if you can answer it, but what do you believe caused this, spurned this? Was it just new approaches, a fresh approach at the plate because they're hitting the ball a lot better? They're producing the amount of runs in most games that we expected from this team? Can you identify one or two things that you think could have led to this?
Well, it's definitely Michael. That's number one. It might be number two and number three also. Not only the success he has and how that translates to just like everybody relaxing, because when he's on, he's a very entertaining and very engaging guy. He's like that anyway, but that's huge, because if he's at the bottom of the order or near the bottom of the order and he starts cranking the way he has, then it turns the lineup over and it gives the good guys more chances. And now moving up in the order and still maintaining that kind of success, really has, I think, translated to everybody, sort of picking up their fair share of work. And then with Marcel, he's kind of cooled off now, but when Mike's success correlates with, a week and a half of Marcelo Ozuna just absolutely on a tear, again, it kind of gives everybody that sense of relaxation, and then it's just kind of kept going. Whether it's, Ozzy one night or it's Nick Allen / Nacho Alvarez combining to go, 6 for 9. It's just everything has sort of contributed to all of them sort of relaxing a little bit and playing to their abilities, and in some cases exceeding their abilities. So it's been fun to see. Is it too little, too late? Yeah, maybe. I mean, if we had this kind of success in the first half of the season, coupled with the pitching that we did get, even through a lot of injuries, the division would be over. The Braves would be light years ahead of the Mets for sure, and maybe the Phillies as well.
I understand that Austin Riley had a procedure done. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I think it's official that the Braves have shut him down for the rest of the season. Is that correct?
Yeah, he had surgery in Philly yesterday with, I think it's the nation's leading sports hernia doctor. He's out for the regular season, is what they said. They didn't necessarily limit to just the entire year because there's still a chance at the postseason, obviously. It was weird because they said he didn't run bases well Sunday. And then we were at batting practice on Monday, and he did hit. He took like 3 rounds. The first one was he was very, very, very conservative in how he swung the bat. Then the last 2 rounds, he was uncorking it a little bit, and then the next day he struggled to run the bases too. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to pretend to know, what hurts a sports hernia and what is, sort of tolerable, but he clearly was going through some stuff and testing his body out early this week to try to figure out what he can and can't do. And to me, it became abundantly clear when he said, when Snit said he couldn't run the bases well on Tuesday, that something was up.
Braves Radio Network pre- and post-game host Barrett Sallee joining us on 3-Man Front on the Higginbotham Hotline. Hurston Waldrop, oh my goodness. Wasn't expecting this. Wasn't expecting anything close to this. He's 4-0, 0.73 earned run average, 24 strikeouts, and 24 and 2/3 innings pitched. Okay, so when do the people come out and say, it's been a practical joke? He's really not this good. Talk me down here because I think the kid's great.
I am not going to talk you down because I have seen it with my own 2 eyes. And that kid is special. I mean, he is special. I'm not the biggest deep analytics guy, but I did look at his vertical break between his splitter and his cutter, and it's like a 15-inch difference. I mean, it's just like, come on. So, and the other direction, like 15 once, in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So, I think for Hurston, he came up too early last year and he got shell shocked. And, for some of these guys, you've always been the man, right? You've always been that dude dating back to Little League. And so when you come in and you get your teeth knocked in, it's a shock. And a lot of guys don't know how to handle it. And I don't think he knew how to handle it. And then this past, spring, watching AAA guy after AAA guy after AAA guy moving to the Braves, and he's just sitting down there. I think that knocked some sense into him a little bit. Oh, knocked some sense. Maybe just opened his eyes a little bit, say, all right, I've got to do something different. And after talking to Sean Murphy, when Sean was down there doing rehab, Sean told him to use his sinker more because his sinker plays at this level. And so he's done that. But then also he's followed game plans with his catchers because his pitch split mix is all over the place, which means he has a feel for what works and he has a plan going in. And it's just great to see. It's great to see. And I love the fact that he's basically solidified a spot next year because he can be elite, but then also he can maybe be a trade piece this offseason. So there's a lot going on. and I love it.
Barrett, how would you handicap the National League teams in regards to the postseason? Who you like right now?
Oh, well, I mean, I would love to see the Brewers win it. I mean, I just would love that. I'm really afraid of the Padres. If I'm anybody in the National League, I'm afraid of the Padres. The Mets are the Mets, which is just hilarious. So, I think for me, I'd love to see a Brewers Phillies NLCS. I don't want the Dodgers anywhere around it. I would love to see the Brewers Padres. So it's going to be a fun NL playoff, that's for sure. So I don't know. Hopefully the Braves knock the Mets down a little bit tonight, and they get within 6.5 games of them. I know there's a bunch of other teams, a bunch of other traffic to get through, but a sweep of the Mets will at least give Braves fans hope. It might be a false sense of hope, but at least it's hope.
Starting tonight, 23-12. That's my goal for the Braves. That means that they will finish at 500.
Oh, man, that sounds so bad.
It really does. That's where we are, Barrett. You know it. You live it every day there at the park.
You know what? How about 30 and what would that be? 30 and 7?
Yeah.
30 and 5,
Yeah, anything north of that, go ahead. Have at it, boys. Have some fun.
You still might be in the wild card race if you finish that strong.
Especially if it's against the right teams.
That's right.
Yeah.
You play enough of really good teams left on the schedule. So
we're nipping at the Marlins' heels now, so here we go. Barrett, we appreciate all you do for us throughout the year, but especially the Major League Baseball season, the Braves season. You're gonna take a little bit of a break. Hopefully, we're gonna see you here at Social Taco.
Absolutely.
Seriously, that's an open invitation.
Hey, I wanted to remind you guys. This time last year, I was doing a hit with you guys. Several Guinnesses and lost and
That's
doubled.
right.
That is correct.
Oh, that was great.
That was great radio.
I had no idea where I was.
And we were actually
we were concerned.
We were
Barrett.
concerned for your well-being because you were walking down a dark alley after several Guinnesses.
I had no clue where I was.
Oh, that's fun. I'm so glad you reminded us.
A lot of Florida State fans blame Barrett for their problems last year.
Well, you know what? I don't care because I had fun.
Well, all I would say to the Florida State fans is what happened the other 11 games.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys were terrible.
Yeah.
Barrett, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's get a series win over the Mets and strive for 500.
Yeah, that's the goal, man. That's the goal.
Thank you, brother.
All right, see y'all.
See you. Braves pre- and post-game host Barrett Sallee, Braves Radio Network. You can hear it on Jocks and our family stations all season long. On the Higginbotham Hotline, you deserve solutions that are built for you. Higginbotham's your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services.
Well, we all bore witness to it last night. More heavy storms in the Birmingham metropolitan area, and I actually had one of our listeners ask me for Abide Roofing's phone number while we were standing under one of the tents out there in the outfield. And I told him it's real easy to remember, 205-941-6223, because he was concerned because he thought he had some leaking in his attic. And as we're standing under the tent and he's talking about, man, I need that number because I am really concerned that when I get home, I'm going to have a mess. And if he did, he's going to have the peace of mind of knowing that Travis Lloyd and his local roofing team, they are outstanding. They put a new roof on my house because I had some problems with a few shingles that led to leaking in my attic, which then ended up leaking on my ceiling in my kitchen. So Travis Lloyd and his team, they were able to take care of that, but they can offer you a free, no-pressure roof inspection. So a lot of times, we don't have drones that's going to go up there and look on your roof. And if you have a very high-pitched type of roof like I had, I'm not going to get up on my roof. But Travis Lloyd and his team at Abide Roofing, they're going to do that for you free with no pressure, that roof inspection. They're going to give you just an honest assessment of what's going on. And if you're good to go, hey, great. If not, they can fix it from shingles being loose to a full roof replacement. Go to their website, abideroof.com, or call them at 205-941-6223 at Abide Roofing.
SEC going the 9-game schedule beginning next season. What that means for Alabama, what it means for Auburn. We'll discuss it next.